And with the next topic, we will proceed. So now we are going to talk about two different clips that I wanted to bring up. One of Lotto and one of Ashanti. So in each of these clips, respectively, they are talking about how attempts were made throughout their career to barter sex for career opportunity. And I thought that this was interesting. I wanted to bring this up. So we'll go ahead and play this. I think it has some implications for what's going on out here in these streets, particularly with these males and how the females treat them or look at them or view them. But first, we'll go ahead and talk about the clips first. So the first one we're going to play is the one from Lotto. The one from Lotto is she had an appearance on what's his show? Big Boy show out in California. The guy, I forget his name, Big Boy something. Yeah. So we're going to play this one first and we'll talk about, and then we're going to play the Ashanti one second, and then we'll just talk about the entire situation.
Deal with these men, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to keep it business, and then they want to like.
What do you mean by that?
So like, I don't care, like, baby, I'm gonna just keep it 100. It's a feature on my album that it was difficult to clear, and they like trying to drop their nuts on me because I won't respond to a DM.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it and without saying the name, but is it artist or producer or somebody?
Artist.
Oh wow.
Artist, yeah.
And they'll still be on the album?
Yeah, just because I love the song so much and I had to turn it in yesterday, so I didn't really have a choice. So I was like backed into a corner like bully. But I wish more females would speak up on stuff. I know like the labeling and stuff, they say, you know, don't do that, bad business, whatever. Man, these folks be trying to drop nuts on female rappers.
Then,
like, I'm not gonna shut up about it.
Also, too, Lotto, it's like you gotta expose the game too.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody that's coming up either next to you, behind you, or you know, it could be a year or two. And sometimes, Lotto, we think that that's the way it's supposed to be. Like some people probably think like, oh, that's how you get in the business.
Right.
That's how you get a song
We tolerate too much. We think like, oh, well, that just come with the game being a female rapper. No, it shouldn't though.
Right.
I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Because they definitely wouldn't do that to pick any male rapper.
You know you ain't doing that to your fellow male rapper.
Yeah, you're not hitting the future up like, hey man, what's happening, man? What's up? Yeah.
Come on.
Damn, are you a fan of that person first? Like, oh, man, I was a fan. Like,
I mean, well, I will say this: everybody on my album, I don't like go seek features if I don't listen to their music or I'm
so
like,
it meant something to you.
So it meant something to me for sure. Like, I was definitely rubbed the wrong way, but I love the song so much, and I didn't want to not put it on my album. So I'm like, I don't have no choice, and because I didn't have time to record a.
We already
verse.
got Wheelie with 21.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not 21.
It's not. No, it's not 21.
Okay. All right. Because that was already going.
You trying to narrow it down?
All right. So that was the first one. So now we got. So now we got the second one. We're gonna play this one right here. This one is Ashanti. Talking about a similar experience. So we'll go ahead and get this one. And all right.
It's a lot. So yeah.
I heard other women say that they appreciated you telling that story because a lot of them go through those type of things in their work environment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been in a crazy situation with one producer. I think I might have talked about this once. One producer, like, we did 2 records together. He was like, okay, I'm not gonna charge you, you my homie, whatever. And then when it came time to put on the album, he was like, well, let's take a shower together. And what? And I thought he was joking. Together. Like, I thought he was joking. And then he's like, nah, I'm dead serious. Like, let's go out and let's take a shower together and I'll give you the records. If not, I need 40 racks per record.
Jesus Christ.
Let's take a shower together.
And I was like, again, I thought he was joking, because we had been working with each other for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks.
He was like, you're so crazy.
Right, exactly. You do one of those. And then it turned out that he was serious and I had to make some phone calls and, stuff was handled. But
shower together. Wow.
It's wild. Yeah.
Mama, you gotta get this out of here, mama.
Yeah, it was.
I be wondering, Mama, how do you feel when you hear these stories though? Like, do you ever feel like you want to get on social media and defend your daughter?
Oh my God! Please do not ever let me tell you something. Please no. Please don't, Charlamagne. I'm serious.
I'm telling my own story.
No, please don't.
Part of it. That. I'm just
don't.
That alone.
It'll be in the doc.
Go sit down, please. Go.
All right, there you go. And of course, there's an ad.
You know there's gonna be an ad.
Yeah, so Latto was on Big Boy's Neighborhood, and Ashanti was on the Breakfast Club. That the Ashanti clip came off of World Star though, so it wasn't directly on YouTube or nothing. So hopefully we don't get flagged for that.
Yeah, we were just
right. Yeah, so you know, you males out here, man. It's no wonder these women don't respect you, and it's because of stuff like this. But you know, I gather you have some thoughts or ideas, opinions on each of these situations, respectively. They're quite similar. Both of them basically touched on the same type of experience.
Yeah, so I had to do some market research on this Latto person because, sorry, I never heard of her, guys.
We did Glorilla last week. She makes the same type music. I keep trying to tell you, bro, they're a dime a dozen. They make the same music. So she's the same. It's the same carbon copy. Just imagine that it's Glorilla or one of them other ones. They make the same music.
So I'm looking at the track listings, right, of her album. Okay, just to see who's featured on there. So Big Boy mentioned 21, and she said, "Nah, it ain't him." So it's like, so he's eliminated. All right. So then we got Lil Wayne and Childish Gambino. So I don't think Childish Gambino would have done that, right? All right. And Lil Wayne, you know, I don't think he did that either. Now we got Lil Durk, Nardo Wick, and Kodak Black. Now, as soon as I saw Kodak, I was like, oh, it was Kodak. Kodak is the only one on that list that would have like, nah, we're gonna need to exchange this him. Because he's the only person on that list that it just doesn't give a damn. So,
well, you know who Nardo Wick? You know that he's not somebody who I don't even know who that is.
He's a jet. He a jet, and I don't think he's bold enough to pull that card. I think he's still figuring himself out. But Kodak, nah, he's like, nah, I'm gonna need this. and again, because you also got to think, and I'm playing a little conspiracy thing here, but this is interesting to me because her whole discussion, especially where she was like, you know, I really like the song. She didn't like the song because she thinks it's good. She likes the song because it thinks it's going to give her exposure. And one of the things that's going to get clicks and streams and stuff is whenever they see Kodak's name flashing across the screen. So that's what leads me to believe it's Kodak outside of 21. 21 was eliminated. I think it's Kodak. And in her little spill there, she said she felt like she got a little bullied there, a little pressured. She really wanted it. The feature. But she never said that she didn't have the exchange. Mm-hmm. So to me, I think she was upset about it. And she just wanted to, you know, air her grievances there and let the world know that this is going on behind the scenes. I did it, y'all. But that's whack. And I don't want to be doing that. I thought the rap game was something different. Well, sorry, it isn't. All right. The rap game, okay, as we witnessed here with Ashanti as well, okay, it's also in the R&B vibes section. All right. So it's going on everywhere in the industries, plural. All right. So that's that's the music, that's Hollywood. All right. That's network television. All right. I don't think it's got over to Netflix, but I'm sure somebody did something for a Netflix special. Maybe not for the Netflix. Yeah, not for the Netflix industry, but, you know, somebody who owns whatever producing house you want to record on. Yeah. And, you know, you might have to do a little flavor over here or come to this party over there. Right. Mm-hmm. So I am not surprised. I found it funny that they said, well, they don't do this to the male rappers. You don't know that. All right. So, you know, male rappers aren't going to come out and say anything. All right. But I'm pretty sure some people did something strange for Diddy back in the day, because Diddy, well, Fabulous never wanted to go to Diddy's parties. All right. And you say, hey, man, I invited you. Why ain't come out, man? Why ain't come out? So it's like, yeah, Diddy's one of those guys, all right, where, you know, you might have to cross a threshold in order to get your album. So who knows what's going on over there in bad boy country. But I'm not surprised by this. I'm surprised that she's surprised by this. This is the game as it is. It's a gatekeeping thing as well. If you're willing to do these types of things, then you're controllable. Somebody that has boundaries, you know, it's a ritual thing. Somebody that has boundaries and standards, they won't allow themselves to be degraded just for whatever. You know, I don't need your help that bad. You know, I can go do it over here, or I can figure out another way. But if they're so hell bent on being famous, so hell bent on whatever, well, you'll be willing to do anything. So come over here and do anything. Yeah. And so that's for the Latto girl. So for Ashanti, with her saying that, hey, come take a shower with me, I don't know if that was Irv Gotti.
No, she would have said his name. She would have, if it was him, she would have said his name. If it was him, because we passed that point. If it was Gotti, she would have said so. Yeah,
yeah, but
because Gotti already talked about that.
Yeah, smashing her and then taking a shower or whatever. So that's all I was playing around with that. But still, even then, right? She looks good too, by the way. Still not surprised that, you know, somebody played that on her, but I'm pretty sure she did something strange for some too before. So she said that situation got handled, but there's other situations that go on out there. And for people that aspire to be in the industry, or you have children that you put through things because you aspire for them to be going to some type of level, just know that there's weirdos out there, and they may not be able to get on unless they do something weird. So that's my take on that. How do you feel about these scenarios, sir? This is pretty wild here.
Yeah. So for Ashanti, I'm willing to give her more of the benefit of the doubt than Latto. Sure. So to me, I'm looking at it from a content standpoint. See, the reason why I'm willing to give Ashanti the benefit of the doubt is because even though she was in the hip hop / R&B scene, to my knowledge, she never carried herself in such a way that would suggest this is an individual that you would try this on. So my thinking is, if it were to happen to her, then it is a situation in which she is trying to be taken advantage of. And so I'm willing to believe her when she says that was handled. Now, to your point, whether she handled, because I believe 100% that probably happened on a regular basis to her throughout her career when she was at her peak. And so did she, quote, handle it in every instance? I don't know. That's a great question. But within the context of that particular appearance on Breakfast Club, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt because her behavior, albeit within the toxicity of hip hop and R&B, was pristine enough to me that if somebody is trying that, they just trying it because they just trying to get one over on her. Now, when it comes to Latto, now I'm willing to. Now here's the thing: I'm willing to be reasonable enough to believe that when she speaks on it, it's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
And that could be me. I'm giving her benefit of the doubt in that regard. I think when she speaks on it, it's coming from a genuine place. However, that does not mean that in the moment she did do it, but now she got a microphone in front of her face. So now let me speak on this problem that I experienced, even though I was complicit beforehand. Nevertheless, You can be complicit in something, but still feel like it's a problem. But you're going to do what you got to do in order to get what you want out of it. That is a thing. So in that instance, it doesn't necessarily make her a victim. It just makes you willing to do something that you would otherwise rather not do. But your morals and your principles will allow it to slide because there's a bigger goal in mind. But nevertheless, when she says what she said, I'm willing to concede that it may have come from a genuine place. However, my issue with her is, like, you have to understand that what you put out into the universe, it comes back around to you. So, like, it goes back to that Cat Williams skit. I believe it was I forget the name of the special, where Cat Williams was talking about the women who are, doing. I forget how the skit goes, but then the punchline is the woman asked Cat Williams, "Well, who do you think I am?" And Cat Williams responds, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were a whore." Like, you're putting that out into the atmosphere. So, in other words, when your content, when your music is pay for me, pay for my time, pay for my presence, pay for my body, my vagina literally has a price tag, and you will not get it unless you can afford it. So when you put that out into the atmosphere as often as you do through your music, some of that energy is going to come back to you. And you might have a rapper or two who test the limits on that to see if you are actually about that life. It's like when you make, it's like I used to see this all the time back before I moved back down here and I stopped going out. I used to go out and I would be in a bar or a club or wherever. The DJ would play the WAP song. All the girls in the club knew the WAP song. They know all the words. They know all the words to the WAP song. Every single bar, every single syllable, they know all the words. Now you're in this bar talking about your WAP. Now you're honestly going to get frustrated because a guy in this building is going to approach you, giving you that energy. You've been singing along. Yeah, you've been singing along to this song. Like, what do you expect? So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is what you put out into the universe at times is going to come back to you. Now, I'm not saying don't make your music. I'm not saying don't make your content. It's a free society. Do whatever you want. But understand that everything that we do, there's a price to be paid for that. So you have to weigh the pros and cons and be willing to accept the price that comes along with what you're doing. If you glean that the price to be paid is worth whatever it is that you're doing, then understand that you're going to get some of that back. There's going to be a rapper. There's going to be a producer. There's going to be an engineer who's going to try you. And they're going to say, you want this song, you want this sample, you want this verse, you want this clearance. I want to smash. And I'm not necessarily saying that it's right or wrong, but that's the world that we live in. You're making songs saying that there's a price tag on your vagina. That's what your music says. That's what your content says. If you want to get with me, you got to be rich. So you're not saying that there's a barrier to entry based upon a man's principles or his moral code or his ethics. You're literally saying come willing to bargain. And as long as you're coming willing to bargain, you might be able to get, there's a plate, you can step up to the plate and get a bat. So, that energy is going to come back around to you. And I don't know if she understands that. I don't know if half these other female rappers who make this same stuff understand that. Guys are going to look at you and they're going to say, I want to smash. And if there is an exchange if there is something that they have that they can use to barter it with, they're going to do that. So if it's a song, a beat, whatever, you make songs all day, every day talking about literally your whole persona as an artist is sex, pussy, vagina, and you got to be rich to get it. So if a guy got money, if a guy has the ability to barter with you on those grounds, he might take you up on that. So again, I'm not trying to excuse it or absolve it or say that it's right or wrong. This is the world that we live in. Everything you put back into the universe comes back around to you. So if it's a price that you're willing to pay, live with the decisions that you make.
It's trap rap, right? So selling a vagina music is trap rap for women. So them being in this position where they actually have to face reality, it's a harsh reminder. It's kind of like a trap rapper who actually has to go to jail. Like, yeah, this is what you talk about, right? Now you actually have to actually do time. And so so for these girls out here, and then now you want to, you know, squirm, and now you want to have standards, and to me is ironic that now you want to have standards to who you want to let smash, because like you said, this music tells me this the highest bidder, you know, and what's not a good bid than a feature that's going to get you paid ultimately.
Right.
So you need my vocals on this. I don't need yours. So if you want that bag, my voice is the key to it. So here it is. I don't like it under these pretenses. Whoa. Oh, so there's like, you know, qualifications for this then. So you do have standards, you know, and then so, but it's ironic, man. It is really ironic. And when you're dealing with women glorifying prostitution, and then they turn around and say, hey, you know, treat me as a human as I am. And it's just like, oh, we're treating you like a human. We're treating you like a human. That's a prostitute. So are you going to exchange this or not? Now Ashanti, and I agree with you with that, because I feel like this story, the reason why she brought it up and she's speaking with such confidence is because she actually did handle this and said no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But she's not going to tell you the stories that she actually found Irv Gotti attractive. She's not going to tell you that.
Right. Yeah.
So so she played her own hand to get into the industry the way that she could play it. And whether she's singing about love or one singing about WAP, in order to get your voice on the radio, you might have to do something a little strange. And so I appreciate Ashanti's story, but to me, that still doesn't justify her sleeping with Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
Oh no, he was cool and he was a boss, and girl, please. That's why
there's really no difference.
That's why you're with Nelly.
Yeah, that's true. And there's really no difference. And you look like a hypocrite when in certain instances you do it, but then speak on it in times when it's not okay.
Exactly.
You know, what are the conditions upon which it becomes permissible? Like if you're willing to do it in one circumstance, it kind of makes it kind of makes you look a bit like a hypocrite when you speak out against it in other circumstances. So the inconsistency there is I agree with that. I think the inconsistency inherent in it is not just an issue with Ashanti, but with the rest of these chicks who come out like this.
Yeah. And so at this point, if somebody wants to remain ignorant to what the industry really is and how it's weirdo stuff going on, period. All right. We done had enough, not conspiracy videos either. We done had enough celebrities that come out and talk about certain types of parties and certain types of things and sharing their own experiences to let you know that there's some people out here that have nefarious agendas when it comes to allowing people to get into the industry somehow, some way. So for this young lady to be trying to expose this Latto girl, trying to expose the industry, and we need to put a stop to this. Go ahead, girl, keep trying. A lot of people have been barking up that tree. This industry is what it is. And so long as they're talking about promoting drugs or on radio openly, talking about killing people openly on the radio, talking about selling your vagina openly on the radio, so long as this is what's going on in the industry, then there will be gatekeeping in order to get into the industry. And so you said you were selling box or not? You saying on all these tracks, give it up. And so what I actually have to, yes. You want to, yes. Yeah. You want to be on the radio, don't you, Miss Latto? You know, it's real creepy, man. But hey, you know, that's what I'm saying. If you're trying to get into this industry, acting as well. All right. So the Kevin Spaceys and the what's the other boy name?
Weinstein's, yeah.
Hey man,
yeah.
Those were the people that got outed. Those and that it's not like it's not going on replete through the industry. Mm-hmm. So one can play ignorant if they want, but you have been warned. All right. And so if you don't subscribe to other people's actual experiences, then hey man, I don't know what to tell you, and you can play naive if you want, but that industry is a vulturous industry, if that's a word.
Yeah.
And they prey on people naive enough and hungry enough to be air quote famous. And so Latto, I know you now. Let's see how long this lasts, and was it worth it? Crazy stuff.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you there. And don't get it twisted. It's often said that women go through this, and maybe they go through it more, but these males and these men in the entertainment industry, they do weird stuff too.
Yeah, they get framed for it.
Yeah, they do weird stuff too. And again, like you said, none of this stuff is like top secret. There's been people who've come out publicly and talked about weird stuff that happened. Men, in terms of things that they were other men, other people, women, whatever, in terms of what they've gone through when it comes to these weirdo spaces out here in this world. So yeah, you are warned for sure. It's just
out there.
It is. It's out there, and it's tough. I get where they're coming from. Ashanti, I'm willing to buy a little more, but like you said, I feel like she has some docuseries coming out. She's had, I'm sure, and this is reckless speculation on my part, granted, because I don't know for a fact, but I am fairly certain. I feel comfortable enough to say that she's had multiple industry relations, and I'm pretty sure that the majority of those relations benefited her career in some capacity. So if one is okay, what makes the other not okay? Is it because the other guy is not attractive? What's the deal? Because otherwise you just kind of look inconsistent in how you go about your crusade. But be that as it may, I'm willing to give Ashanti more of the benefit of the doubt than Latto, because at least Ashanti didn't make every song, masquerading herself as a modern day sex worker, which is what a lot of these female rappers do. And when you make that kind of content, you have to be willing to accept what comes back around to you. Everything that you put out in the universe does come back around in some kind of way. And if you don't like it, change your content up. Otherwise, accept what you get.
Yep.
So,
straight up, man. And I'm also willing to put out there that Ashanti, if you're watching and listening, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I produce.
Yeah, Ashanti is a shotta. She is grade A all the way. It doesn't seem to matter. Yeah, she is. It doesn't seem to matter. I can't even really tell that she's older than she used to be. Honestly, like she is. Well. I don't know what she got going on, but yeah, she a shotta for sure.
I'm a producer and I don't get creepy, Ashanti. So
yeah. Well, she might not like you if you don't. Oh, my bad. We'll go ahead and end it. My bad. I didn't mean that. But I did, but I didn't. Okay, so next up.